Alright, hi there, this is Steven with Karma Astrology. I'm coming to you live from Santa Fe, New Mexico. Today is, what is it? It is Wednesday, May 12th, 2021, day after the new moon. It is 9:30 here in Santa Fe, Mountain Time Zone, AM. And I'm doing this live forecast to talk about the moon as it currently resides up here in Taurus. And it'll be in Rohini right now. It's not currently there. It's still in Kritika, but we're still pretty close to Rohini, and you should get a pretty good idea of what's gonna go down from this video over the next day. And you can see that down here, or here I guess, I've made this little text to show you, where the moon, how long this energy will be active. So whenever you watch this video, from the moment I publish it today, it'll be active until, well, in a few hours when the moon goes into Rohini. So if you watch this in the next hour and this next little bit, it'll still be in Kritika, but it's going into Rohini in a couple hours, and it's going to be there until 8:15 p.m. in the Eastern Time Zone, US. So that being said, the moon is solidly in Taurus now. As you can see up here, this box is Taurus. Taurus is that kind of feminine side of Venus. It's a fixed Earth sign ruled by Venus. It's a feminine sign, and what that means is that it kind of allows us to have this sort of finishing energy. That's what that fixed nature is about. Completing a task, or really kind of focusing on a task that's at hand and being kind of fixated with our attention. And then in terms of the, I guess the earth aspect means that it shows that it's more of a tangible, earthy, practical, and realistic thing that we're working for, that we're kind of focusing on. So, and then Venus is this planet of joy and pleasure and happiness. And so what it allows us to do is, I hope this is okay and it's not too loud or anything. I'm just looking at my audio input capture, and I just want to make sure I'm not like screaming at you guys or anything from that, because I may have adjusted it a little bit for the video I did yesterday. So if you're in chat, let me know, and if anything is it's a little too loud. But otherwise, so yeah, the Taurus in general, it's about building things. It's about focusing on projects and things that make the world a more beautiful place and make us more happy and kind of bring a sense of joy into people's lives. So that could be anything from building a great meal to building a cabinet, or any sort of, I call it the sign of the craftsman, because it allows us to construct and think about ways to beautify the world, and in a sort of functional nature as well. So it has a lot to do with relationships, and anything that is kind of sensory oriented in general. So maybe the sensory aspects of our relationships. But yeah, so Taurus is this this really kind of gentle sign, but it's diligent, it's hardworking. It causes us, when the moon comes, and as you can see up here, not just the moon is in Taurus, we have the moon, Venus, Rahu, which is the north node of the moon, and Mercury all in Taurus. And so when there are a lot of planets in Taurus, we have a propensity of Taurian energy. We're going to feel like making the world more pleasant, more enjoyable, focusing on things in our lives that are kind of geared around, that sense of sensory pleasure, enjoyment, and happiness. And not just for ourselves, but for other people. Because ultimately, this is a very social sign, in that it connects us to our friends and just any other people in general that we want to make feel good. And that can be, hopefully on the highest level, making everyone feel good, without sacrificing our own need to feel good as well. And when I say good, I mean more like happy, and just qualities that we would associate as good because they feel nice, they're pleasant, they're enjoyable, rather than good things for us that feel difficult or stressful. Because we're not just here to feel good, we're here to go through life and experience different things and kind kind of evolve. And so when we look at the pleasure aspect of evolution, this is a great time for it. And so, just in general, people like that stuff. So next I'm going to get a little bit more into the weeds, because Rohini, as you can see, is where all of those things are. Rohini is that ROH after the degrees that you see there. And so all those planets conjunct in Rohini is going to bring us that propensity of this Rohini energy, which is right in the middle of Taurus. So it kind of symbolizes all those qualities, or it, I guess, signifies all those qualities that I was just referring to. But it also has its kind of a lot of cool little unique features to Rohini in general. And I like to talk about like each of the nakshatras in case you haven't seen this before. The nakshatras are the 27 Vedic constellations, just like the 12 constellations that we're used to. And we use both in Vedic astrology. The 27 constellations are kind of more of a drilled down, specified little section of the sky than the 12 degrees, 12 signs of 30 degrees each. These are 27 signs of 13 degrees and 20 minutes each, to give you an idea. So that being said, Rohini is connected with or ruled by the deity called Prajapati. Prajapati is kind of this archetypal energy of the day, which is all about creativity. Prajapati is also known as Brahma in the kind of modern Trimurti, or three modern kind of Hindu gods between Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva. Brahma is the creator god, Vishnu is the preserver, and Shiva is the destroyer. So Brahma is like this evolutionary creation and divine creative principle within each of us that is able to kind of think of new ideas and create new beautiful things. And that kind of relates to that Taurian energy, because we're trying to create something today, or to manifest something either through cooking or craftsmanship of some sort, and we're getting or some sort of activity, some sort of hobby that we might have that really brings us a lot of joy and pleasure. And so when we're creating, when we're kind of working towards something beautiful and something great, it's in kind of embodying this quality of Brahma or Prajapati, this god of creation. In terms of, let's see, in general, Ra in Rohini, R-U-H, means to rise or to grow or to prosper. So it's really about this growth, this creative growth principle that we're focusing on, and we're kind of rising up through the process of beautifying the world, or perfecting our craft in a lot of ways. And we're becoming prosperous because these things that we're working on today bring a lot of joy and harmony and love and happiness into people's lives, and people value that and tend to give us money, and it makes us have a good reputation and maybe a deep pocket, or so fills our pockets. Let's put it that way. The meaning also translates to the reddish one or the growing one, and that's because it is also related to this, or it's actually the star in the sky called Aldebaran. There we go. I had to search my brain for that one. But Aldebaran is that really super bright star. It's called the Eye of the Bull in the sign of Taurus, and I'll just I guess switch over to that screen to give you an idea of what it looks like in the sky. And all of this, I use Vedic astrology in general just because it aligns with the actual planets in the sky, and the stars in the sky. And that is unique from Western astrology, because Western astrology used to align with the actual stars in the sky back 1900 years ago, when the Western zodiac was created in the first place, because it was an easier way to kind of, observe the location of the stars by just aligning it with the seasons, because it was easy to tell when there was equal parts day and night on the spring equinox. And Okay, let's see. Does that work? Oh no. Alright, maybe it didn't work for me today. Okay, well, whatever the case, it's not in this section of the sky that you can see around me in this picture. It's actually on the opposite side of the sky from this area of the zodiac, because this is the Sagittarius Scorpio part of the zodiac, and you can kind of, you can't, unless you know what you're looking at, it's hard to make out Sagittarius and Scorpio over here in my backdrop. But on the other side, or whatever way this background picture would look, it would show this, the bull, the head of the bull of Taurus is really this nakshatra, this location of the moon. And so you can kind of see the two horns coming off of it, but there's a really, really bright red giant star that's called Aldebaran, and you can easily see it. Today it's going to be just after dusk, or just right at dusk, you know, when you're just barely starting to be able to see the stars in the sky. If you look towards that western horizon and you have clear visibility, no trees or mountains in your way or anything, then especially for those of you who are on the coast, on the west coast, you'll be able to, of wherever you are in the world, you'll be able to see you know, Aldebaran is this really bright orange star that's setting right after the sun and moon today. So it'll be like sun setting, and then the moon's going to be right above it, and then Aldebaran, as the moon gets closer and closer, kind of in this little 13-degree and 20-minute section of the zodiac. It's a really beautiful star, and you can see it all throughout most of the year in the northern hemisphere, at least. I think in both hemispheres, actually, since it's on the zodiac. And it's really... it's such a beautiful star that they, related it to beauty. They actually felt like this kind of creative principle came from this area of the sky, and the creation of beauty, or the creation of, whatever we're trying to express from our hearts. And that's this sense, the beauty that's in our hearts, we're trying to bring it into fruition, into the material earth world in this part of the sky when planets go through it. So there's this focus on manifestation, on growth and expansion of our internal beauty, and allowing that to kind of seep out or bubble out into the world around us, which is a beautiful concept in general. Let's see, in terms of, let's see here, there is the symbol. I like to talk about the symbol as well of each nakshatra, and the ox is actually the symbol of this section of the sky, and of course that relates to the bull, and it really shows this kind of hard-working, steadfast nature where we're just concentrating on our task, keeping our nose kind of down to the grindstone, and perfecting whatever we're working on. Grindstone being maybe if you're a bladesmith or something like that, or a blacksmith or something, you'll appreciate that, because that's a very Taurian thing as well, as we're crafting something that's useful and that has beauty in it as well. There's also the sense of kind of from the ox carts back in the day, or the oxen used to be carrying ox carts that would be kind of symbols of commerce and trade, because you'd bring your that was your mode of transportation. They were kind of the trucks of the past, and so we would associate today with any sort of commerce and, buying and selling of goods, or exchanging services with people. It's a great day to do anything like that. If you have a product that you're working on, that you're selling, oftentimes these Taurian energies, people with a lot of Taurus in them are crafts, making their craft, whatever that might be, and today's a good day to sell it on the market, or to find a marketplace for it, whether that be Etsy or Google Shopping or something like that. I don't know, that's up to you. But today kind of lends itself towards I guess this this connection between kind of commerce and craftsmanship, and how we can kind of bring our products to the market, or find products on the market that we enjoy. This also relates to like jewelry and any sort of, like I said, that whole realm of whatever we're kind of working on whatever our craft is. You could be an auto mechanic and have a great day, working on cars and feeling really like in tune, and like you're providing a service that brings people joy and happiness and, a sense of pleasure, because everyone likes their car to be working well and to look beautiful, maybe if you're a detailer on a car or something like that. So those are big themes of the day. In terms of, let's see, let's just talk about strengths and weaknesses now, because I like to kind of talk about the strengths and weaknesses and then the auspicious and inauspicious activities to do on a day like today. So, there's this, it's a good day. We're feeling extra strong in terms of our connection to beauty, and that means beautifying ourselves, making ourselves more attractive. There's a sense of charm on a day like today. It can make us very responsible. That's another strength of the day. And this section of the sky, very helpful. It can make us friendly, focus on truth, health, society, and socializing. We can be really strong with our social skills on a day like today. It can give us a sense of gentleness and the ability to provide comfort for others and ourselves, to be soothing in a way. It's a really nice day to focus on anything that soothes you, that brings you that sense of pleasure, whether it be, some sort of stimulation for your eyes, for your nose in particular. Nose is connected to the element of earth, so it's good to use essential oils, or maybe put on a perfume very lightly, so, that people can appreciate that kind of stuff. It can make us good communicators and listeners. It's another strength is that it kind of gives us a more balanced mind, focusing on our needs and other people's needs equally. It can make us very fixated on our goals. It helps with education, if one of our goals is to get educated about something or craft. And then it can make us kind of dutiful and in a good way to our family and to our friends and the people that we really love, and gives us this kind of strengthened artistic ability. So it's a good day to do anything with art, as your craft, or if you're thinking about getting a tattoo, this would be a good time, or a good month to do it, because or if you're doing anything with art or beauty, this is really a good month, because Mercury and Venus are actually going to be in that sign for a while, and for about another 3 weeks or so, and the sun is about to move into Taurus in general. And then in terms of, sorry, I have a little bit of an itchy nose, I have some allergies, but weaknesses or shadow sides, it can make us a little materialistic, overly focused on the earthy aspects of life, and not really allowing it to inspire us to higher levels of consciousness. It can make us a little manipulative, overly pampered, deceptive. We can kind of take advantage of others with the kind of allure of beauty, and all the things that kind of relates to in terms of manipulating people's perceptions and all that stuff. It can make us more sexually indulgent, like kind of an overdrive, and we can be a little more critical of other people and kind of whether they're refined or not. Get a little judgmental. Be good to watch that aspect of ourselves. We can get possessive, like too materialistic, too focused on the like having things, or jealous in a way. We can be overly sensitive and have this kind of addictive attitude on a day like today, because we're just focused on what feels good. We kind of don't want to take any prisoners when it comes to that sometimes. And when the moon is in Rohini, when these other planets, like I said, Mercury, Venus, Rahu are in Rohini, we can definitely feel that kind of addictive quality to whatever our habits might tend to be. Just in a way, it's, a good lesson with addiction is that you have to kind of, if you have this addictive personality or you've been drawn into a certain addiction, it's good to kind of find a higher addiction, like meditation or yoga, or something that is more spiritually invigorating that allows you to transcend our focus on the material world and kind of the gross aspects of life, and find this sort of connection between the gross and the subtle, so that we can be well-rounded and holistic and always be evolving. ABE, always be evolving. Just made that up. And then in terms of like favorable activities, it's a good day to do anything having to do with gardening or agriculture or trading, like I was saying. That could be, trading goods if you're a commodities trader, or if you're a stock trader or something like that, or if you have a 401k and you want to kind of reevaluate it, it's not a bad day to do that. Anything with finance. And that's also just trading in general, like I was saying, buying or selling of your goods or someone else's goods. It's a good day for sexual activities, but just like I said, don't go overboard with that. When you do you, whatever. But I wouldn't recommend going into any sort of hedonistic or selfish type of pleasures and trying to satisfy just our own selfish desires and pleasures. Make it about everyone together. That's how sex should always be. Anyways, that's my little spiel about that. Don't mean to get on my high horse or anything, but it's a good day for self-improvement, for travel and exploration, for any sort of kind of building or construction processes, like I said, any craft that you take care of. I've been harping on that a lot. And then anything having to do with cars and vehicles, or clothing. It's a good day to buy clothing if you need to do that, or to sell your clothing, or to do a clothes swap, or donate your clothing. That's a wonderful way to spread beauty and love and joy to people who are in need, and give them a sense of happiness. In terms of unfavorable activities, things I wouldn't recommend doing, anything having to do with destruction and demolition and kind of this ending in a way. Even though Taurus is a fixed sign, so it does deal with kind of being focused and the qualities that allow us to end or to bring endings to our tasks. This is really more of this kind of creation and beginning aspect when we talk about Rohini, or this section of Taurus. And so I wouldn't recommend destroying anything, especially not relationships or anything that's working for you in your life or making you or other people happy. And so that's kind of do it for the Taurus and Rohini aspects. You can see up here the sun is about to move from Aries. It moves about 1 degree a day, and it's at 28 degrees out of 30. So it's going to move from Aries into Taurus. Excuse me. Ooh, allergies. So that's basically what we're working with. If you have any questions, let me know. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. I do these every day, so if you want to see them on a regular, feel free to subscribe to my channel. Leave a comment if you have any questions about Rohini or what's going on today. We just had the Kritika new moon, which is all kind of fiery, and we're settling down already from that, but that energy is still very prevalent. So any sort of connection to fire might be really nice. Building a fire, combining those energies and of that kind of fiery aspect of Kritika and Aries, and the bridge into Taurus, as the sun and moon are kind of doing. And showing us more of the beauty of fire and the ability to build something that provides some sort of warmth and pleasure. It's a great day to have a little fire in a fire pit or something like that, to just enjoy. Alright, I think that's gonna do it. I hope you have a fantastic day. Peace and love. See you next time. See you tomorrow.